Hello everyone, great to see you. Welcome to our new coach session. The purpose of this session is really to do a quick walk through the system, to show you all the functionalities, to answer questions that we receive from coaches, especially new coaches on a regular basis. And then towards the end of the session, I will enable the setting for you to unmute your microphone and you can then ask your questions live. Let me start by introducing Charmaine. Charmaine is our support to all our coaches. A lot of you have had dealings with Charmaine. Charmaine, please just say hi so that everybody can see your face.
Good day, everyone. My name is Charmaine and I am the support for all the coaches. So you're always welcome to send all your questions to me and I will address them. Thank you.
Thank you, Charmaine. Yes, the email address that you can use is coaching@shadowmatch.com. It definitely reaches Charmaine and she will respond to your questions and to your queries. So I'm not going to waste too much time. We've scheduled 30 minutes and I want to try and fit the formalities into about 15 minutes that we allow ample time for the questions from your side. Allow me to share my screen. I just want to get myself so that I can see everything. Great. So dear coaches, what you currently see is the landing page and you should be quite familiar with this. So when you go to shadowmatchcoaching.com and you log in, this is where you land. This is your landing page of your coaching system. What I would like to do is to just do a quick walk through all the tabs or all the labels and in the top menu, and then we will also go into how do you invite a client, how do you upgrade your account, how do you downgrade your account, how do you archive. So I'm going to cover all of those functionalities on the coaching system. So firstly, this is your home page. We also refer to this as the landing page. Here you will always see updates from ShadowMatch. So currently, if you go to the updates from ShadowMatch section, you will see all the upcoming events. So we've got the relationship coaching, that's a live coaching session. You will see it happens on the 14th of June. And if you do click on that, it will immediately give you the Zoom link so that you can go and join live. You can merely on the 14th of June at 3 p.m. South African Standard Time, go to your calendar, click on that, click on the Zoom link and join the session live. So this is the calendar, the coaching calendar for the year. And you will always see that live on your landing page. What you also see once you've got an active client and a client submits one of their phases, which we will talk a little bit later, you will see the client updates here. You will see 1 or 2 or 3 updates. That means there are phases that your client have completed and you can then go and view those phases. And then coaching requests, whenever a new client sends you a coaching request via the shadowmatchcoaches.com website, this is where it will appear. You will, however, also receive an email. So you'll receive an email notification that there was a request from a client for you to be their coach. You can also see this coaching request on your landing page. Currently, there are none, but this is where you will find them. Then if we look at the top menu, I'm going to jump right in and I'm going to go to the marketing material. And we will cover all of these. Let me go to marketing material first. So under the marketing material section, there are lots of videos and brochures and PDF documents that you can use to market your coaching services to potential clients. And you will see that the type is indicated by means of that little icon. This is, for example, a video. This is a document that you can download. Some of it is just audio. Some of it's watch. I think most of these are videos that you can watch and also documents that you can download. The audio files are part of the coach training session. So that's your marketing material. Please make use of this, include this in your email marketing to your clients. Then I would like to go back to coach training. So dear coaches, under the coach training section, you will see that we've nicely indexed all the training that is available to a new coach. So the first section is just to understand ShadowMatch, what it measures, the principles of ShadowMatch, the principles of habits, how habits form. You will see that we've also got 2 results interpretation videos that will help you as coach to interpret the ShadowMatch results in the full personal feedback report. And then we explain the time graph, how habits are formed, the underlying principles, active and passive habits, and how to deal with failure. So those are all videos, and you can see again, these are videos that you can watch. Then we've got the coaching process. There's an audio file. There are some videos that you can watch, as well as downloadable documents. Then we look at career coaching. We look at the study method coaching. We've got a document that you can download with regards to fulfillment coaching, as well as PDP coaching, and then the relationship coaching the same. Then it brings me to this Q&A sessions section on your coach training page. Now, I know, dear coach, that there's a lot of information here. You can see that it started with session 1, and it goes right down to, I think currently our last session was session 28. So there are 28 one-hour webinars. They're not all 100% 1 hour in their time duration. I think some of them might be 40 minutes or 45 minutes. But I would like to urge you, especially as a new coach, to really go and browse through this section. There's a lot of information that you can go through, and we've tried to index it as best possible. Some of these, obviously, we've handled more than one topic in one of the Q&A sessions, but you can see if we just look at the last one, ego strength. This is quite an important thing that you need to know as part of your coaching service. How do you use the client's habits to determine the ego strength of your client? And then we've got some training and some information about PayPal. If you look at Q&A session 25, there was a whole session about the relationship coaching. How do we work with benchmarks? The time graph. How do we deal with injuries? Injuries being a traumatic incident that your client might have experienced. So I'm not going to go through all of this. I really want to just draw your attention to this section, the Q&A sessions. When you have an hour spare or 40 minutes spare, please go and browse through this and listen to these recordings. It's very valuable information, and definitely for a new coach, excellent training. Then we've got additional training. Now, allow me to open up one slide. I'm going to just go to my PowerPoint. So we've got optional training for you as a coach. It's very important for me to highlight that this is definitely not compulsory. If you, as a new coach, go to the shadowmatchcoaches.com website, you might be listed there already. You will see that some of the coaches have little icons on their bio or next to their photograph. And these are certificate stamps. And it shows that these coaches have done the additional training. Now, there are 3 streams of additional training. So firstly, we've got the coaching certificate. This is a training course that you can do online. There are 12 modules. Each of the modules is 1 hour in their time duration with a short test that you complete after the module. So that's already on our training system available. Then there's also advanced coaching. Now, that's not yet programmed into the online training system. However, all those recordings are available. You can watch the recording. You have to send a 1-page summary for each of these recordings. There are 10 modules, and you can do the advanced coaching certificate. Then currently, we are busy with live training, the post-advanced coaching certificate. Now, dear coach, you can do these 3 coaching certificates in parallel. So you don't have to, if you knew, first complete the 12 modules and then the 10 and then join the post-advanced. It's obviously advisable for you to really, get to grips with the different things that is explained in these training sessions. However, you are welcome to join our next live post-advanced coaching certificate training. You can ask Charmaine for the recordings of the previous sessions. She will send you those links. You can also watch the recordings and then submit a 1-page summary. And these will also be 10 modules. If I'm not mistaken, I think currently we are on about module 4, but it will also be completed during the course of 2023. And then we are in the process, obviously, to also load the advanced coaching. And then once the post-advanced has run its course, we will also load that onto the online training system so that it's available online and that you can watch the recording and do a small little test, and then you complete your training. And once you've completed this, you obviously obtain your certificate, and then you will also have that little icon next to your name on the shadowmatchcoaches.com website. So let me just go out of this PowerPoint slide. Great. Back to our coaching system. So that's the Shadow Match training or the Shadow Match coaching training. Again, I would like to emphasize none of the training is compulsory. It's really for you to enhance your knowledge and for you to get to grips with the Shadow Match coaching system. You can, however, just immediately start, fire away, and start coaching your first client. Now, that then brings me to the client section. So if we look at clients on your coaching portal, you will see that on this one, we've got 4 clients: Ben Bailey, Emma Ellis, Jane Jordan, and William Wallace. So the clients are listed. It shows the different programs that they are busy with. It also shows the program status. In other words, this person is busy with phase 1. This person is in progress, phase 4 of 23, and William is on phase 1 of 23. So this is where you will see your clients, where they are at, and what phases they are busy with. Now, if we go and we say, let's look at Ben Bailey, it gives me all the details for Ben. Now, this is quite important, dear coaches. We do get questions from coaches that say, if I want to invite an existing client to a second coaching program, how do I do it and where do I do it? This is where you do it. So let me go one step back. So if I am on my clients page, I go to my client and I then say, okay, great. Ben is currently busy with career coaching. I would also like to invite Ben for fulfillment coaching. So what do? I go and I click Start Program. And the system will now also activate Ben for the fulfillment coaching. I can make some notes and I can activate. And it will send Ben an email and a notification to say, hey, Ben, your coach has also now activated you for the fulfillment coaching program. So this is where you can start any of the additional programs for a specific client. Keep in mind, dear coach, that you obviously need to have programs available. And that will bring me to the next question shortly. Just hold your thought on that. How do I archive a client? So now I can see that I've got the archive button. So if I decide, you know what, Ben is now going overseas, he's taken a sabbatical, he's not going to be available for coaching for the next 6 months, I'm not going to keep his program active. I would like to archive Ben's program so that I've got a new seat available so that a program becomes active. Because the moment you archive one program, a next program then becomes active because your program that you have archived is now no longer seen as an active program. So let's actually go and archive Ben. So it says, are you really sure that you want to archive Ben? And please take note, you can restore this coaching program after 6 months from the date it was archived. So be very sure that you would like to archive it because you can't unarchive until 6 months have passed. So let's archive Ben. Great. Now I get the message. It was archived successfully. Let's go back to my client page. Can you see that where I have archive options, I have 3 options. I see my active clients. I can look at my archived clients and I can restore archived clients. But the system is clever enough. If I now want to restore Ben, it's going to tell me, 6 months haven't lapsed as yet. But let's say I want to see my archived clients. Let's just go there again. There you are. It should show my archived clients, show active clients. There's my active clients. And this shows that I can archive the clients that I have not yet archived. And then if I want to restore archived clients, there's Alice and there's Ben. I cannot unarchive Ben because 6 months haven't lapsed. I can, however, unarchive Alice. So let's unarchive Alice. Let's make her program available again. So I think at this point, dear coaches, before I continue, I want to tell you that you must please not be afraid to click on any of the buttons. The system is programmed in such a way that it will continuously tell you what you are doing. It will warn you that, listen, if you archive, you can't unarchive for 6 months. You cannot break anything. Please go ahead and click and read and just go. The system is very clever and it's programmed in such a way that it continuously guides you through the process. So let me go back to my clients page. Now, I want to invite a new client. So let's go to invite new client. Let me go back. So I want to show you where I got that. Can you see in the left navigation panel, invite new client? So this is where I invite a client to become a client of me as a coach. So it says email address of the client, first name, last name, and then what are the programs? And already here, I can invite the client for more than one coaching program. I don't have to just choose one program. So I can, from the start already, invite my client for 2 coaching programs. However, it is important for me now, before I invite the client, to make sure that I've got programs available. Where do I see that? That's a question we get from coaches, and especially new coaches, quite regularly. But where do I get my programs so that I know I've got 5 clients, but I've got 5 programs? So dear coach, you go to the very far right and you click on account. So now this section shows you that currently my coaching level is I've got 5 programs. Can you see account status? I've got 5 programs. I've got 4 programs active. I've got 4 clients. I've got 4 programs active. Remember, I archived Ben, but in the same breath, I restored Alice. So I've got 4 programs active. So I've got 1 program remaining. So great. I can go ahead and invite the new client because I've got 1 program available. But what if I want to invite 2 clients? The system will only allow me to invite 1 because I've only got 1 program available. I need to get another program. How do I do that? I click on upgrade or downgrade. And I now say, you know what? I actually need 6 programs. It will give me the cost and I can upgrade to another program. I confirm my upgrade. There you are. And now I've got the, obviously I'm not going to go through the whole PayPal exercise now. I want to save some time. So let me go back to my coaching. So that's where you will upgrade and downgrade so that you have enough programs available so that you can invite new clients. Now, before I allow for questions, the last thing I want to go to, and let's just go back home. Keep in mind that all the coaching programs work with the same principle. We work with the mind, meet, move. So the mind work is where the program starts. Let's go to one of the clients. Let's look at Emma Ellis. Let me go to Jane Jordan. You can see Jane is busy with phase 4 of the fulfillment coaching. Can you see mind? So that's the mind work that Jane needs. That's the homework she needs to do in preparation for the coaching session. Now, if I click on the little plus, it tells me this is the mind work Jane has been requested to do for this phase. And it shows me that both coach and client can see this information. The client will see it on their personal portal. I will see it on my coaching portal. And once Jane has submitted her notes, I can see the notes here. And now I can schedule the meeting. Then the next phase will be, we are now going to meet. And the system gives me as coach information so that I can prepare for my coaching session with Jane. This is only seen by the coach. Then the last one is the move. The move is, okay, let's now take action. We are in our coaching session. Now we are making plans. We are taking action. We are deciding what we're going to do. We capture this. And as a coach in our session, I save it and I send this to Jane so that she also received it in her email. It will also show on her coaching portal. And then I can activate the next phase. Now, what we also have on our coaching, and this is true for all the coaching programs, I can set my appointments. And again, you can see it is seen by coach and client. We can book the session, and then this will send emails both ways. And I can make notes. I can make notes during my coaching session with my client. I can save the notes, and I can also see the notes that I have made in previous sessions. And these notes will only be available to the coach. Shortly, we are doing an upgrade and an enhancement to the system where you have the choice to also make the notes visible to your client. We will obviously prompt you and warn you, are you sure that this notes is something that the client can see, or do you really just want to keep it for yourself and for your own record keeping? And then lastly, each of the phases in all of the programs will have a performance evaluation section. So you can evaluate the performance of your client. How actively do they participate? What's the pace of work? Are they meeting their deadlines? How do they prepare for the work sessions? How do they implement their actions? And do they provide tangible proof of their implementation? Now, dear coach, if you are doing coaching in a business like executive coaching, where you do fulfillment coaching or you do PDP coaching, this becomes quite important because it's a very nice record keeping for you to do management feedback where the business is paying for the coaching of individuals. And I think this brings me to the last in terms of the mind, meet, move. So I want to conclude before I open for questions. Please don't be afraid to play around with the system. The only thing where you can possibly go wrong is if you go to the account section and you say, I want to upgrade, and you buy 10 programs and it costs you money that you didn't budget for. But again, you can merely then go and downgrade again. So that even that is not a mistake. So please don't be afraid to click, to listen to the videos, to click on the Q&A sessions, to join our sessions. Please, dear coaches, note that once you go and you join any of these sessions that's available from your landing page, we always allow for questions during all of these sessions. So if you are struggling with a client, you've got a challenge with a client, you don't know where to find your way on the system, these sessions, and specifically the Q&A sessions, where you can see the next one is on the 28th of June, it's for you. It's for you to come to join the webinar and to say, hey, please help me. I'm struggling with X, Y, or Z. So lastly, in conclusion, if you have any questions, please send an email to coaching@shadowmatch.com. We are there to support you, and we would really like you to be successful and to make your coaching practice a huge success. Ultimately, all of us are in this game to help other people.